I came home early one afternoon to the sight of flashing police lights filling my own driveway. Officers demanding my ID right there on my property, treating me like some intruder while I stood holding my keys. Through the window, my 16-year-old daughter Sophia stared out with those wide, terrified eyes, the same haunted look she'd worn during her mom's final days in the hospital. And across the street stood the woman who'd called 911, Patty Whitmore, arms folded tight, wearing that smug, satisfied smirk like she'd just scored a major win in some private war. 2 years after breast cancer took my wife, Sarah, I'd moved us to Willowbrook Estates hoping for a fresh start. Good schools, quiet streets, a safe place where a grieving teenager might slowly learn to trust the world again. Instead, we walked straight into the sights of a vindictive neighbor, determined to tear apart the fragile peace we'd found. What Patty didn't know was that in just 3 weeks, she'd be the one in handcuffs, news cameras rolling as her whole scheme unraveled in front of everyone. My name is Marcus Thompson. I'm a construction engineer, the kind of guy who believes in solid plans, accurate measurements, and doing things the right way. 6 months before that police standoff, after endless battles with insurance paperwork following Sarah's death, the life insurance payout finally came through. It felt like the first truly smart decision I'd made in years. I used it to buy us a clean slate home in this picture-perfect suburban neighborhood. Manicured lawns, tree-lined streets, kids still riding bikes freely. Most important for Sophia's future, access to Ridgemont High, where nearly all graduates head to four-year colleges. We moved in late spring, the house still smelling of fresh paint, boxes everywhere like little cardboard tributes to hope. Sophia immediately claimed the upstairs bedroom with the best acoustics and turned it into her sanctuary for piano practice. Music had become her lifeline after losing her mom. Those gentle Chopin melodies drifting through the house were our first real sign that healing might actually be possible here. But Willowbrook came with a homeowners association, and more specifically with Patricia Patty Whitmore, a 58-year-old recently divorced woman with endless free time and an unhealthy obsession with precision measuring tapes. She'd crowned herself the neighborhood's unofficial enforcer, always peeking from behind Venetian blinds, snapping photos of tiny infractions like she was compiling evidence for a major case. She practically lived in a modest clubhouse at the entrance, turning it into her personal surveillance hub. From day one, her scrutiny felt like a physical pressure. Our moving truck barely pulled up before she appeared with a clipboard, lecturing us on proper procedures and weekend noise rules. Her overpowering floral perfume hung in the driveway long after she'd left. When I parked my work truck, a clean Ford F-150 with my construction logo, in my own driveway, she'd cruise by twice a day, pausing to glare like she was logging license plates for some secret threat list. That constant watching creates this prickly feeling between your shoulder blades. You start second-guessing normal things. Is the music too loud at 2 p.m.? Am I walking to the mailbox wrong? Does my truck somehow offend invisible aesthetic standards? Sophia felt it too. Her fingers would hesitate on the piano keys whenever Patty's shadow passed the window, usually right around 3 p.m. when school let out. I told myself every neighborhood has one busybody. Head down. Follow the real rules, and peace will come. I'm an engineer. I respect procedures and documentation. How hard could one overzealous HOA secretary be? Turns out, much harder than getting a teenager to clean their room. The police incident should have ended it. Officer Martinez was professional but clearly embarrassed by the false call. He apologized before leaving, muttering about overzealous neighborhood watch programs and promising to note the caller's poor judgment. I thought Patty had learned her lesson about crying wolf to real law enforcement. I was spectacularly wrong. 2 days later, a bright orange violation notice appeared under my windshield wiper. $200 for improper vehicle placement and boundary encroachment, specifically my truck allegedly extending 2 inches beyond the driveway line. 2 inches. The woman had trespassed onto my property with a tape measure and camera, documenting it like a crime scene. 20 years in construction taught me, if someone weaponizes precise measurements for penalties, you'd better have your own numbers ready. I requested an official licensed boundary survey from the HOA management company. 3 days later, The surveyor confirmed my truck was a full 18 inches inside my property line. Patty's 2-inch violation was off by 20 inches in the wrong direction. When I presented the certified survey at the HOA office, the clerk looked baffled. No record of any violation for my address. And Patricia Whitmore had no authority to issue parking citations anyway. That's when it hit me. She was printing fake tickets with zero backing. Casual chats with neighbors revealed the pattern. 3 others had paid suspicious fines for things not in the official rules. A mailbox too far forward, a garden gnome unapproved after 5 years, a permitted satellite dish suddenly illegal. Patty wasn't just harassing us. She was running a small-scale extortion racket, banking on people being too busy or intimidated to check. Then she targeted the one thing bringing joy back to our home, Sophia's music. A sharp knock one Tuesday afternoon interrupted her practice of Debussy's Clair de Lune. Patty thrust official noise complaint forms at me. Decibel readings, timestamps, the works. Excessive noise disturbances aren't tolerated, she declared, ignoring Sophia's nervous stare from the stairs. It was 3:15 p.m. on a weekday. A piano, not a jackhammer. The supposed policy banned instruments only from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. She logged 12 violations in a week anyway. I bought a professional decibel meter. Sophia's piano hit 68 dB at the property line, well within reasonable daytime levels. Patty's own TV crime dramas, blasted from the clubhouse with windows open, reached 74 dB 3 houses away. Her complaint timestamps claimed she was working in the clubhouse during alleged violations, yet I'd seen her lurking behind blinds, watching us constantly. The clubhouse lights stayed on late, midnight sometimes. Silhouettes moved like someone living there. Microwave dinner smells drifted over during my evening dog walks. Deliveries arrived regularly. Groceries, Amazon packages, prescriptions, all addressed to Patty personally. Public records confirmed it. Her home had been foreclosed 6 weeks earlier after divorce. Her 60-day grace period ended 3 weeks ago, right when her harassment ramped up. While playing enforcer, she was illegally squatting in community property. Worse, as HOA secretary, she had access to maintenance accounts. Small transfers, $50 here, $100 there, disguised as landscaping costs covered her personal bills. Nearly $4,000 embezzled over 6 months. The irony burned. The woman obsessed with everyone's tiny infractions was committing felonies. I documented everything. Security cameras on common areas, legal for homeowners, financial records, witness statements from scam neighbors. Then I set the trap. Requested a special agenda item for the next HOA meeting. Financial review and security updates. Invited Officer Martinez as community liaison, prepared a PowerPoint timeline of her fake violations, unauthorized meetings, illegal residency, and theft. In the days leading up, Patty escalated wildly, attempted to spray paint my cameras caught on video, approached Sophia with creepy home environment questions hinting at child services, spread whispers about my suspicious grief timeline, filed false trespassing complaints against me. It all backfired. Neighbors saw through it, rallied in support. Fake postponement notices she posted were debunked by the real board president. The meeting night arrived. The clubhouse overflowed, nearly 50 people. Patty sat front row, clipboard in hand, confident. I started with routine budget slides, then revealed discrepancies, security footage of her daily home, routines, financial trails, witness confirmations of fake fines. Gasps turned to outrage. She's been stealing from all of us. Bob Ma, the president, removed her immediately. Officer Martinez stood. Ma'am, step outside. We need to discuss these irregularities. Patty's desperate plea, I had nowhere else to go, was her confession, captured in front of witnesses and police. She was escorted out. The room erupted in applause. Neighbors shook my hand on the walk home. For the first time since Sarah's death, I felt real justice and community restored. 6 months later, Patty pleaded guilty to embezzlement and trespassing. 18 months probation, full restitution. The stolen funds were recovered. The clubhouse was renovated into a true gathering space. We established the Sarah Thompson Music Education Scholarship, piano lessons, and instruments for kids who couldn't afford them. Sophia became the first volunteer teacher, her confidence blooming as she shared music's healing power. Evening piano sessions turned into weekly community music nights. Laughter, sing-alongs, warmth filling our home. Neighbors looked out for each other, not monitored each other. Children played freely. Families lived without fear of petty citations. What began as one woman's desperate bid to control and destroy our healing became the spark for a stronger, kinder neighborhood. Bullies with clipboards are still just bullies. Document everything. Know your rights, stand up, and real communities are built on support, not surveillance. If you're facing HOA harassment, you're not alone. Share your stories in the comments. And remember, no one gets to steal your family's joy, silence your children's music, or make you afraid in your own home. Thanks for watching HOA Stories, where entitled Karens finally meet justice. Like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood tales. Everyone deserves to feel safe coming home. House with Garden Sparkles.